Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in. An update. Let's see. Okay, I finally was able to figure out to make a PDF of that text, the life of Mary Magdalene. Okay, I have a scanner here. It's not the best, but I did everything I could. There's no cropping option, but I figured it out. Okay, we got the text. We have it available for free to the public. I have it on the website. Here we go. We are in the PDF archive. Okay, the free Apocrypha PDF archive. Links in the description box below. If you're watching this on YouTube, which you probably are, you'll find it under M for Mary, topical search. Here we are in M, and here we are, the life of Mary Magdalene. We'll click on it, opens in a new window, and here we are, available for a free download. This is the text. So let's talk about the text really quick. Is this text inspired? No, I don't believe it is. But I believe the basic premises that we're learning about Mary, as I showed earlier this morning, we'll find in this text. So we know, we could at least should be able to discern that this is a text that should at least be taken seriously. Now, there is a story or two. It's very interesting. It gets into how Mary condemned Pilate for Yeshua's crucifixion. And if we understand who Mary was out of all the women Yeshua that ministered onto Yeshua, Mary was the one that Yeshua loved the most. So it makes sense. I don't have any second or third witness to establish any of the stories in this text is true, not yet, but we should at least take them seriously. There's a very wacky story. Well, it seems wacky on the surface, of a resurrection, but hey, we're called to do greater things than Yeshua in the future. And to verify these stories in the text that you'll find in the text, we could go to she travels with Peter to another land and resurrects a pagan ruler and his wife. There's nothing unbiblical about these stories or anything like that. There really isn't. But it's something to take in consideration. As far as chapter 1 and chapter 2, the first couple sections about the background of the life of Mary Magdalene, runs perfectly to what we could find in deep biblical doctrine, which I went over this morning. So it should be able to be enough for people to discern, okay, maybe we should take this text seriously. To verify the stories that are in the text, the first place I would go is the most authoritative, the Apocryphal Acts of Peter. That's the first place I would go. I'm not familiar with that text. So maybe we can find him traveling with Mary in there, if we can find any things. There's another text in this book which I have not read called The Travelings of Peter. I haven't touched it, so maybe we can find some verifications in there. But anyway, the link's in the description box below, guys. Enjoy. I really want to bring to the forefront another text about Mary Magdalene that's found that, I'm going to say this, I believe it's authentic. I believe it's real teachings of Yeshua, but it's high biblical doctrine. It's pretty astounding, and I haven't studied it fully, but it's wow, and it's only a couple chapters. But I wanted to release this text to those following along as we gather this revelation of gather the revelations of Mary Magdalene to, Hosea, the book of Ruth, onto the second coming of Christ, to the marriage on the second coming of Christ. This text is a tool to understanding the truth of the revelation. Okay? So, I pray you guys enjoy. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for reading. God bless you. Before I let you guys go, there's something else I wanted to add. What we can see verified in this text, how reasons why we should take this seriously. When if you watch the last video, which will be in the description box below, if you can receive and are able to decode all these deep revelations of Mary and Magdalene, we should be able to see reflections of them in a text that should be valid. So this text gets into how Mary, after Yeshua was crucified, she grew to be a very powerful minister and did amazing signs and wonders. Okay? So just by the meaning of her name that we looked at, right? Mary meaning rebellion, Magdalene meaning tower. Now, Magdalene wasn't her last name. She was from a place called Magdalen, which was a place of wealth and high stature. Now, so that really explains where she came from. Rebellion and a place of wealth and high stature. But I also believe that the meaning of Mary Magdalene also reflects her redemptive story. So, we know that only highlighted deep in the Hebrew symbology of Luke and the stories of her at Yeshua's feet, that she had an issue with love, probably with her heart. If she was a harlot, the Bible tells us harlotry takes away the heart. So that's why Yeshua talked about, he who is forgiven more loves more, and all that kind of stuff, and why he said that of her. So we see that the text tells us pretty much what we see in what I believe is reflected in the meaning of the name Mary Magdalene. A rebellion and a redemptive story, a tower in Christ, a very powerful tower of authority and stature, just as the text pretty much deems Mary to be. And if we know that Mary is serving as a type and shadow of the bride of Messiah in the latter days, we see this type and shadow. So this is a reason why to take this PDF seriously. Okay? Again, like I already said, to verify all these details that are in the text, I would go to the Apocrypha Acts of Peter to start with. But okay, so I just want to explain that. So this is something we should take seriously. Enjoy. Thanks for tuning in.